The views expressed on this podcast are that of the host. This topic of UFOs is full of governments, charlatans, thieves, and loads of shit. For your listening enjoyment, put on your tinfoil hat, turn off all the lights in the home, and sit in complete silence because the probe is armed. Don't be scared if you're touched. Lastly, the UFO talk is explicit and your virgin mind is about to get fried. Let's get the show started.
Coming to you from the hills of Texas right here, UFO Buster Radio is now on the air. You can visit Manny and Big O at UFOBusterRadio.com. That's right, this is Bubba Doohickey saying, boys, squeal like a pig. Oink, oink, oink.
No, Dork, you gotta intro the show.
What do you mean I gotta intro the show? You just told me intro.
I told you say this is UFO Buster Radio. I'm Big O.
Big O. And then you say, man, this is episode 23, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And we go from there. Okay. All right, one more time.
By the way, that's going into bloopers.
Whatever. You haven't even... Welcome to UFO Buster Radio. I'm Big O.
And I'm Manny Moonraker.
And this is episode 23. So what's going on today?
Well, not too much of a busy day for us at UFO Buster Radio. We don't have anyone to interview this week, but we will shortly in the future. However, there's a lot of things going on the internet regarding UFOs and sightings and whatever else.
You know, everything's... almost every day there's something new on the internet, and we're trying to decipher which other things are more relevant to our fellow listeners and fellow podcasters, whoever's listening. So that way, bring it to the forefront. So what you got? I got something. What you got?
Well, you know, it's complicated to keep up with all this stuff because there is, like you said, so much out there. But right here at UFO Buster Radio, we spend the time during the week to try to find things that are relevant to our listeners. And by the way, I want to welcome all the new listeners that have joined UFOBusterRadio.com. Next week, we should be able to get a newsletter out with some information, some announcements, and anything else that we think might be relevant to what we're all looking for.
And, you know, we encourage people to join our website so that way we can continue to expand, and we will also love as much feedback as possible. So that way we can always continue to improve and give you the most relevant and also continue to improve ourselves. You know, self-improvement is always a good thing.
And above all, we want to encourage everyone to share our radio podcast, our UFO Buster Radio podcast with your friends, your families, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you can. Share it. The more listeners we get, the better the show will be, the more time we can spend in bringing more content and additional shows during the week.
You know, there was a pseudo study that if you let your baby listen to UFO Buster Radio, it will come out about 3% more intelligent.
And with a big head and about 3 feet tall.
Oh, yeah. So, what's next?
So, I wanted to start this out today with a particular incident that was reported by the Secureteam10 on YouTube.
We need to get those guys on the show. You know, just to get them on here and spread not only the YouTube content, but, you know, everybody be on the same playing field and just spread the rumors out. Or information.
Rumors, information, whatever it is. Just spread it. Explicit. So anyway, what I wanted to bring forward is that on the 20th of May, Secureteam10 posted a video updating a situation that happened with one of the individuals that submitted a video to them of a UFO.
Now, what's interesting about this? Because they do this all the time, don't they?
They do. Weekly, you can at least find from Tyler and the Secure Team about maybe 4 or 5 videos regarding things that are being submitted to them. But this one in particular was interesting because it was about the Men in Black.
Here comes the Men in Black. Now, what exactly is the Men in Black that they're referring to?
Well, the Men in Black have been pretty much, I guess, theorized that these Men in Black work for the government, but they're not human. They're extraterrestrial, and they go around trying to, I guess, interfere or influence or intimidate people who are reporting sightings.
Now, I wonder if they're referring to like a certain species of extraterrestrials, like, you know, the reptilians that I keep hearing about, that they're saying that they live among us, you know, just like Jim Martin was saying.
Well, it's weird because a lot of people report them as being more human-like, but you do get those reports that say that there's a lot of reptilians out there that are able to look like humans.
Exactly.
So this report was interesting because apparently the security team actually posted this video and never mentioned where the video was recorded or the name of the individual who posted or submitted this to them. A few days after the video was posted, apparently the wife of the individual that sent the video to the security team received a visit from the Men in Black.
You know, that's very curious how they know. And that will mean that they have connections to the server or some type of connections to trace it back to whoever sent that video, which is almost terrifying, but curious as to how much technology they have.
Well, there's two things that I was kind of perturbed about when it comes to this video that the Secureteam10 posted. One is, of course, they said they're not going to disclose the individual's name, even though they were sure that this must have been disclosed through their interaction with the security team, because they apparently did not share it with anyone in their own circle and or social connections personally. Now, what's strange about this video is that the Secureteam10 actually decided that they would not disclose which video it was that this incident was started through.
So that brings a question. Would it be easier to disclose the information so that way that person gets kind of protected by the society around them that believes in UFOs and stuff like that? Or is it better to, you know, keep your sources secret so that way they won't, you know, be put out there? It's kind of like a catch-22 in all situations, I think.
Well, here's the thing. Is it a disservice then to the UFO community and those that believe to say, we're not going to say which video it was that caused the Men in Black to show up?
Well, that is very true. Instead of, you know, hiding that video, because that video could have some significant relevance to, you know, where we're trying to disclose any information. I kind of understand what you're trying to say there.
Yeah, I think it kind of was important for the security team to at least identify that particular video so that we can see what it is that would have the supposed Men in Black show up at someone's home who reported a video anonymously to inquire about a UFO sighting. So according to the video, the wife of the individual received a visit from the Men in Black. She denied basically any interaction with them, referred them to the husband, which was the one who submitted the video to the Secureteam10. But again, if we don't know what video it was, how are we going to know whether this was an authentic video or what to look for or what triggered this visit?
You know, it's one thing to get that information out, but it's also another thing to also keep yourself safe. You know, I think some sources need to be kind of protected, especially when something like this happens. And if you're in a position where people are coming to your home, right, wouldn't you want everybody else to be aware that you're trying to throw out the red flag? So that way, in case anything happens to you, you're not just another missing person.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, if the security team really did everything they could to keep this anonymous and not disclose in their YouTube channel the identity of the individual, what's wrong with letting us know what it is that caused the supposed Men in Black to show up?
Now, I'm not blaming the security team in any way, shape, or form. You know, I don't think what they're doing is wrong. I think they need to refine their procedures a little bit and maybe go through it in a different route, because if they're getting visitors from their homes, their supposed sources, then there's something they're not doing right. Even if it's just a fan, you know, or another government agency, or because they were saying something about, you know, it could be another disclosure group possibly trying to come by, but they look weird. Whatever the case may be, you know, we need to find a way to take steps so that way.
This is a St. Jude moment.
Ashton was a high-level athlete, and in an instant, your world flips. and your healthy 5-year-old competitive cheerleader has a brain tumor. And the physician was like, your best option is St. Jude. Receiving treatment that was life-saving for our child and knowing that that treatment would be of no cost to us was a huge weight lifted.
Learn more at stjude.org.
Shop Academy Sports and Outdoors 3-day online-only sale and get up to 50% off the best brands. Buy online and pick up in-store. Plus, get free shipping on most orders over $25. Visit your store or academy.com. Ends March 23rd. Exclusions and restrictions apply. See academy.com/disclaimers.
They're not being harassed.
Yeah, I agree totally. And one of the things we're going to do, we're going to post a link in the description to the podcast, to that video that was posted by the Security Team. And really, everyone should take a look at it and kind of see what's going on. And to me, honestly, if there wasn't anything within the video that defined where this person was, like maybe they accidentally got a building number or a street sign or something that showed exactly where they were, I'm thinking, sadly, that this could be a hoax.
I mean, if you really think about it, that's a great way for a security team to have everybody go through every single episode they've ever done, you know, to re-film or get more views on their episodes to see which one and try to figure out which ones was the most relevant, you know, the most groundbreaking compared to all the others. It's kind of ingenious. We should do that.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to say that they're the ones who created the hoax. I mean, it could possibly be the individuals that submitted the video that kind of created this hoax just to draw this attention to them.
That could be it.
I mean, they might just turn around in a week or so and say, hey, we hoaxed the security team.
That would be horrible. You know, like I said, we're trying to bring out the truth, and if that's the case, then they should be shunned. Oh, my God. Really? That's horrible.
Well, like I said, we're going to post the video on UFOBusterRadio.com so you guys can go in and really make up your own mind as far as what it is that's really happening in this situation. Are there really men in black? I mean, we've heard men in blacks, not just in the movies, but we've heard them always show up in certain UFO situations or crashes where they give this impression like there was something really important happening. So, did this individual catch something on video that was really important and they needed to somehow put a stop to the information getting out?
Now, we're called UFO Buster Radio for a reason. We're trying to bring out and try to separate from fiction to non-fiction. We need to break out the truth, and we need to separate that. So the whole point of this show is to help the viewers and to help the blue-collar individuals to separate fact from fiction. And that's our goal. And if you have any idea or anything that help us out with that, please join the website and give us a call. Hell, we got a number. It's going to be posted on our links. Call us. Send us a message. We'll get back to you.
So I think what we're going to do is going to try to reach out to Tyler from Security Team and see if possibly we can get him on the show in the next coming weeks and kind of talk to him about the situation, because it's interesting, and there is that situation where you're like at a crossroads. You know, what do you do next when you receive this kind of information?
I think Tyler will give off the impression that we need to keep going forward. I don't think if we continue going with the videos and stuff like that, there's going to be a lot of questions involved. But having him on the show and having him speak openly about it, it will help us out. Whether or not, you know, it's either him or the people, whether it's sketchy or not, I really want him on the show.
That's something we're going to look forward to. And before we go into the ozone for today, I wanted to make sure that we took the time to thank our special guest, Jim Marlin, from last week.
Jim is awesome. I love Jim. I mean, he has a plethora of information that I just enjoyed. And though we probably didn't talk much and let Jim roll with his information, I'm not going to lie. I want him back on the show. We're going to keep him on our, close contact list and keep him, because he's been dealing with this for a lifetime. So there's no telling what tomorrow will bring with him.
Yeah, and he actually left off the show wanting to share a recent abduction incident, and we're definitely going to reach out to Jim in the next few weeks to try to get him on so that he can tell what his experience was with the abduction situation.
I gave Jim a link to our website so that he would join our website, so that way he would be able to post his incidences and go from there with his just any abductions, and he'll be able to start forums and chat talks on our website.
And so also, before we go to the ozone, I want to just make an announcement that we have a track that we're going to play at the end of the podcast, as we did last time for our outro, and it is a track by Max Vell from SoundCloud, and of course we'll give him full credit and make sure that we have a link to his SoundCloud account. He is a magnificent musician, and the track that we're going to be playing is called Mission Aborted, and it's a great track.
I thought I was going to disclose the track information. Why are you just going to jump on me?
Yeah, you can repeat it later.
But I don't want to. You already said it, like halfway through the show.
Well, I need to let them know what's coming.
Man, I'm being slowly exited out. I'm telling you right now, Big O is going to be on the street.
And talking about Big O, blooper
track. I don't care what anybody says.
That's gonna stay on. So talking about BO, basically
Big O
coming out of the show, whatever. We are working on starting a Wednesday broadcast of the show starting in June.
Definitely. We're gonna start doing two times a week, Wednesdays and Sundays.
So keep an ear out. We're coming to you twice a week at least. And like I said, the more people listen, the more episodes we can do weekly.
Yeah, Big O up in your grill right down. It's going to be awesome.
Well, hopefully more like up in the ears.
In the cranium.
In the cranium. There you go.
Crania.
So what we have on the ozone for today.
Big O! It's showtime!
On the ozone, we're going to talk about political stuff. And as much as I hate talking about political stuff, it just seems to be in the forefront. I mean, it keeps coming back almost every week. And today, on the ozone, we're going to talk about Obama. Obama is apparently feeling the pressure to disclose about UFO and extraterrestrial information before the end of his term. But this information is coming from my favorite person in the whole wide world. It's coming from Stephen Basset.
And wouldn't that be like the ultimate mic drop if at the end of his term he decides to just say, hey, we're visited by aliens?
I mean, you know how much pressure would the next president would be to have to finish disclosing that?
Exactly.
Even if he says, my name is Barack Obama, and we've been visited by aliens, and the United States knows. Bye.
And he drops the mic, and he leaves.
Just walks away. That would be so epically awesome, right? That it would just be, I would laugh until the end of time if that ever happened. So let me give you the background story. Now, Stephen Basset, which we all know from previous episodes that I've been kind of downplaying his success or lack of thereof. Stephen Basset.
I thought you were going to say his sexiness.
I don't know. Have you seen a picture of him?
He's 69. I didn't know he was 69 years old.
But he has beautiful eyes.
Wonderful.
I mean, you stare at them for hours.
The better to see you with.
I know. But anyway, Stephen Basset has been doing this for the better part of almost 2 decades. Decades. Not a couple of years. But he is, I think, one of the few, or if not only, ufologist lobbyists, which I found interesting. It makes you wonder, if you have enough backing, you could be a lobbyist for anything. But anyway.
Well, not only that, I mean, isn't it weird too that he's one of the only ones? Or like, where is everybody else?
I mean, but he's been doing it through the right way. And not only that, he has a huge company, PRG, Paradigm Research Group, really dedicated to bringing out the UFO stuff for 2 decades now. I mean, really. And his information that he got was basically Hilary Clinton, which we talked about in previous episodes, was saying that she's going to bring out this disclosure if she is elected president, that she's going to disclose Area 51, and she's going to go through all the archives and see if there's anything that has to do with extraterrestrials. But the key word was, as long as it does not interfere with national security, she's going to disclose everything.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. When it comes to her, I can't trust anything she says. I'm just not feeling it.
Why? Because of Bill Clinton?
Nah, Bill, Slick Willie was okay. He was cool. But, the problem is that when she talks, there's this kind of this aura like she can't, there's always an ulterior motive behind it.
Is it a psychic thing?
I don't know. Maybe
Are
it
you
is.
psychic?
But here's the thing. When you say that Obama might do it, I'm like, okay, I can see that. I can see him wanting to leave and just kind of just in your face, everyone.
Is it because he's Obama?
It might. I mean, I don't know what it is, but that would be the perfect way to get the information out and kind of.
I mean, if he was to do that,
yeah, but you're kind of like setting the trail for everybody else. Okay, this is what I did. What are you gonna do?
But if he was to do that, if you were the president of the United States, at one point, did you just not care no more? I mean, in reality, he can do whatever he wants. He's already been elected the second term. He's not going to be elected ever again, and he's already going to have a nice retirement of over $30,000 a year just sitting on his ass and not doing anything.
30,000 or 300,000?
Oh, is it 300,000? What? I thought it was 30. Yeah, $300,000 a year just sitting on your tush, not doing nothing. Man, I'm going to tell you all kinds of stories. I mean, what they going to do? Revoke your pension?
Yeah, but there isn't a single president in the last few, decades that would just sit around and do nothing. I mean, these guys make millions of dollars afterwards.
I know. I mean, Obama can do whatever he wants at this point. He can do whatever he wants at every single press conference, I think. And just, hey, by the way, ET visit us, mic drop. That would be completely acceptable. I mean, what are we going to do? Oh, we need him off the president board. He threatened national security. He don't care. That would be awesome. Now,
the fact is, he's going to be protected, no matter what, even after he leaves his presidency. So there really isn't anything for him to lose.
I mean, that would be so epically awesome. I would be giddy. Now, here's the crazy thing, right? I'm gonna tell you this right now, I'm not happy with Stephen at all. Stephen Basset, I'm kind of disappointed in him. If you do something for 20 years in a row with no real results whatsoever, right? You need to retire.
Well, wait, let's stop for a second. I wouldn't bash him as much. Because, hold on. Since Roswell, it's been several thousand people who have been trying to get stuff done. I mean, this guy is the only... I mean, he's reached a new level as far as my book is concerned. He's the only official lobbyist for the issue of UFOs.
Right, but
so you got to give him some props. If
you have enough money, you could be a lobbyist for anything. I don't care about that.
Okay, but he's not lobbying for like homeless kids. He's lobbying for UFOs.
Understandable, but he's not bringing up any new information, and what new information he has is still considered a pseudoscience, so it's not even respected. What I'm trying to say is this: if Obama says that, hey, we have been visited by UFOs and extraterrestrials, and the government has known for X amount of years, I would personally, and I say this right now, I would personally shake Stephen Basset's hands and be a devoted follower for him, because he's the one who broke this out. Because he came out.
You better get that one hand nice and clean.
And you know what? I'm cleaning right now. I'm prepared to, I'm not saying I'm gonna look in his beautiful eyes, because he has beautiful eyes, sexy. I would look at him for hours, and I would say, thank you so much for your dedication and whatever it takes for us to go this far. But in reality, the only reason why Obama is even considering, supposedly, this is because of Hilary Clinton. Now, Hilary Clinton in her whole campaign is saying, I'm going to disclose it. I'm going to disclose it. I'm going to disclose it. As long as it doesn't threaten national security, I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's going to be done. Now, it's putting all this pressure on Obama. Not really, but really. It's putting this little bit of pressure on Obama. And, Obama don't care no more. He's like, hey, I've already done my 2 terms. I'm good. 8 years down. What do I got to lose?
Well, I think logic dictates. If you take into consideration the past, neither one of them is going to say anything that's going to further anything regarding ufology.
Well, I'm hoping it does. I mean, I'm being optimistic. Now, once again, it also has to do with Mr. Podesta, who was on, Obama's head of managers, and now he is a campaign manager for Mrs. Clinton. Campaign manager John Podesta has been a well-known, ufologist or UFO enthusiast for a very long time, and I'm pretty sure that he's pushing the issue for Clinton, and is putting the pressure on Obama. And if all this comes to pass, it's just going to be awesome.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I guess the question there really isn't so much Clinton or Obama, but what's the deal with Podesta? Why is he so focused, and why is he really pushing someone to disclose his information? What does he know that's causing him to be so driven about the topic?
I don't know. It could be something that he was just, driven to bring out the disclosure. It could be the fact that he actually seen some paperwork accidentally came across something that piqued his interest and he wants to be made public. Because it's one thing to say that, hey, I saw these paperwork and blah, blah, blah. But it's another thing that when that information is made public, then that would be awesome.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. There's very little time left for Mr. Obama to drop the mic. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yep, I think so. I'm telling you this right now. I'm the one who said it. Big O said it. That if all this comes to pass, I am going to, myself, I will fly, I would drive to see Stephen Basset personally and shake his hand. I would videotape it and put it on YouTube. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. If this comes out through Obama, I will get that done.
So what else you got on the ozone?
That's all I got.
Fantastic. So anyway, we want to remind everyone to please reach out to us, share our show, log on to UFOBusterRadio.com, register, interact with us. We do a great job of getting out there and, interacting with the people that register, because without you guys, why would there be a UFO Buster Radio?
Everything relies on you guys. I mean, all our listeners, the only reason why we push forward and keep going is because of you guys. Every time we get another follower or another listener or another listen, it just encourages us to continue going and to try to continue to improve. And once again, if you help us by joining our website and making it bigger, better, faster, bionic man style, we will definitely keep it growing as much as possible.
And also I want to mention that we're not just getting followers or listeners from the U.S., we're getting from everywhere. The Middle East, we're getting people from the UK, we're getting people from South America. I mean, we've got quite the variety of people listening to the show.
And we want to hear your stories from around the world. I tend to focus more on the U.S. because I kind of understand the U.S. But if you got things going on in Finland, you got things going on in Japan, you got things going in Saudi Arabia, I don't care. Just tell us and we will throw it out there. If things are going around the world that is extraterrestrial related, please, in order for us to get the information out there, we just need you to tell us. And we will do our research and figure it out.
And so before we go on to our outro for our chosen artist this week, I want to welcome Kazam and Little Star-Lord to UFOBusterRadio.com. And thank you for registering.
My Star! What's going on, Star? And Kazam! Kazam. That's going to be interesting. I like that name. I could say that all the time. Kazam.
So, any last words before we end this episode?
Well, am I going to do the outro?
I guess if you can, go ahead.
Anyway. So, our outro today is from Max Vell. The song is called Mission Aborted. It is electro. It's been about a year since he made it. Oh my god, it's so sexy. I like it. And it's going to fit in just fine. Hopefully you check him out on SoundCloud and hook it up. He's going to post a link to Max Vell, and he actually reached out to us, so we reached out to each other.
And he's also from Finland.
Yes, Finland!
So thank you for listening today, folks, and we'll see you next week.
All right, so from Manny and Big O, ciao.
Scar